A circle of latitude on the Earth is an imaginary east-west circle connecting all locations having a given latitude. A location's position along a circle of latitude is given by its longitude. Circles of latitude are often called parallels because they are parallel to each other, that is, any two parallels are everywhere the same distance apart. Circles of latitude become smaller the farther they are from the equator and the closer they are to the poles. A circle of latitude is perpendicular to all meridians, and is hence a special case of a loxodrome. The latitude of the circle is the angle between the equator and a circle, with the angle's vertex at the Earth's center. The equator is at 0 degree, and the north and south pole are at 90 degree north and 90 degree south respectively. There are 89 integral circles of latitude between the equator and the poles in each hemisphere, but these can be divided into more precise measurements of latitude, and are often represented as a decimal degree or with minutes and seconds. There is no limit to how precisely latitude can be measured, and so there are an infinite number of circles of latitude on Earth. Many maps show circles of latitude as straight lines, but a circle of latitude is not the shortest distance between 2 points on the Earth. In other words, circles of latitude are not great circles, but are rhumb lines. So an aircraft flying between a European and North American city that share the same latitude will fly farther north, over Greenland for example. Arcs of circles of latitude are sometimes used as boundaries between countries or regions where distinctive natural borders are lacking, or when an artificial border is drawn as a line on a map, as happened in Korea. Major circles of latitude. There are 5 major circles of latitude, listed below from north to south. The position of the equator is fixed, but the latitudes of the other circles depend on the tilt of this axis relative to the plane of the Earth's orbit, and so are not perfectly fixed. The values below are for 2011, Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. These circles of latitude, excluding the equator, mark the divisions between the 5 principal geographical zones. Equator. The equator is the circle that is equidistant from the North Pole and South Pole. It divides the Earth into the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. Of the parallels or circles of latitude, it is the longest, and the only great circle. All the other parallels are smaller and centered only on the Earth's axis. Polar circles. The Arctic Circle is the southernmost latitude in the Northern Hemisphere at which the Sun can remain continuously above or below the horizon for 24 hours. Similarly, the Antarctic Circle marks the northernmost latitude in the Southern Hemisphere at which the Sun can remain continuously above or below the horizon for 24 hours. Tropical circles. The Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn mark the northernmost and southernmost latitudes at which the Sun may be seen directly overhead. The latitude of the tropical circles is equal to the Earth's axial tilt. Movement of the tropical and polar circles. By definition, the positions of the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle all depend on the tilt of the Earth's axis relative to the plane of its orbit around the Sun. If the Earth were upright, there would be no Arctic, Antarctic, or tropics. At the poles the Sun would always circle along the horizon, and at the equator the Sun would always rise due east, pass directly overhead, and set due west. The positions of the tropical and polar circles are not fixed because the axial tilt changes slowly, a complex motion determined by the superimposition of many different cycles with short to very long periods. In 2000 the mean value of the tilt was about 23 degree A26 squared A21 cubed. The main long-term cycle causes the axial tilt to fluctuate between about 22.1 degree and 24.5 degree with a period of 41,000 years. Currently, the average value of the tilt is decreasing by about 0.47 cubed per year. As a result, the tropical circles are drifting towards the equator by 15 meters per year, and the area of the tropics is decreasing by 1,100 square kilometers per year. The Earth's axial tilt has additional shorter-term variations due to nutation, of which the main term, with a period of 18.7 years, has an amplitude of 9 inches at 21. There are many smaller terms, resulting in varying daily shifts of some meters in any direction. Finally, The Earth's rotational axis is not exactly fixed in the Earth, but undergoes small fluctuations called polar motion, which have a small effect on the tropics and polar circles and also on the equator. Short-term fluctuations over a matter of days do not directly affect the location of the extreme latitudes at which the Sun may appear directly overhead, or at which 24-hour day or night is possible, except when they actually occur at the time of the solstices. Rather, they cause a theoretical shifting of the parallels, that would occur if the given axis tilt were maintained throughout the year. Other notable parallels. A number of subnational and international borders were intended to be defined by, or are approximated by, parallels. Parallels make convenient borders in the Northern Hemisphere because astronomic latitude can be roughly measured by sighting the North Star. Altitude. Altitude has an effect on a location's position relative to the plane formed by a circle of latitude. Since altitude is determined by the normal to the Earth's surface, locations sharing the same latitude but having different elevations no longer lie within this plane. Rather, all points sharing the same latitude and of varying elevation occupy a cone formed by the rotation of this normal around the Earth's axis. References. External links: U.S. Naval Observatory, mean obliquity of the ecliptic.